Hello. I'm Jennifer Tillman with the Tillman team of Keller Williams Preferred Properties. And today I am going to be interviewing a great friend of mine, Jim Bland. And Jim is the owner of Home Services for Seniors. And so let's listen a little bit about Jim. And before I do that, let me just tell you that both Jim and I are part of the Prince George's Senior Provider Network, which has a mission of serving the seniors and the caregivers and making sure that they have all of the resources that they need available to enliven or help their lives. So no further ado, I'm going to introduce Jim. Jim, welcome for being here and interviewing with me.
Thank you so much, Jennifer. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit more about Home Services for Seniors.
Well, Seniors Home Services was born and founded by me as a result of kind of a cumulation of a lot of things that happened. I had a father who lived by himself as he was aging, and his health was taking a turn, and I worried every single night. Is he okay at home? Is he okay? And then we had to go through that, and then I had a neighbor who I ended up having to oversee her affairs, where she had cancer very bad in her leg, and she was doing really well. We walked every day in her home, exercised, but she fell one morning, and
Wow.
2 weeks later she was gone.
Wow.
And I was the business development director for a very large home improvement company up and down the East Coast, and we started looking at aging in place, and I was bringing aging in place in, and with that, it started to grow much bigger. So I took that over and then founded Seniors Home Services. And I did so because I got so ingrained in what the needs are for seniors and seniors families today, and I could relate to it because of what I went through. And I said, you know what? I'm going to make a difference. I'm going to turn this into a national business, headquartered out of Annapolis, Maryland, and got involved in the Prince George's Senior Services Network, which is a phenomenal organization. If you're doing anything with seniors, you need to belong to that group, because the people that are a part of it, as far as all the different types of practitioners, we feed off of each other and we help each other, and we're resources for each other to do the best job we can with keeping seniors in their homes, hopefully for as long as possible, as safe as possible. And the key to that is preventing the fall. So we have a lot of ways I look forward to discussing with you as to how we do that.
Yeah, and just in talking with you, I think we have I can relate to exactly what you're saying, because you got into the business because of your dad and then this neighbor that you were helping, and there was some compassion around wanting to help the seniors and others who might be in that same predicament. And that's the same thing that happened with me, when I started focusing in on the seniors in my real estate business. It was because of my parents, having to move them several times and realizing that it's more to, moving seniors than just, like any other client. So let me ask you, tell me more about some of the services that you do provide to seniors and how it benefits the seniors and their caregivers and their family members.
Well, in taking care of seniors from our standpoint, we're kind of like a three-legged stool. Number one, we want to make sure that the home physical environment is going to be as conducive as possible to allow the senior to live there safely without falling. So, if we're talking about maybe some ramps that are put in on the exterior, or some lifts that are put on the exterior, stair lifts on the inside, bathroom modifications, get rid of that old climb over tub and put in a nice roll-in or walk-in shower, kitchen modifications, flooring modifications, all the things that are going to be conducive to preventing a fall. Then the other part of that is also air purification. Seniors spend 90% of their time indoors, and their lungs and they take about 20,000 breaths a day. So their lungs are highly affected by what's called volatile organic compounds that come off of furniture and paint and those type of things, plus mold, mildew. So we have some great portable air purification systems that actually are used in the Cleveland Operating Clinic, used in the NASA space station. We have a residential portable unit that goes in homes that will treat the entire house. And that's just wonderful because people don't realize that the pulmonary effect with having limited pulmonary activity with the senior causes them to be weaker, causes weakness in their steps, causes maybe a little bit of cognitivity problems. So, and when that happens, they're not going to be as strong and they're not going to be able to be as mobile in their home. So we look at making sure the home environment is good. Then we also then look at, okay, what can we do to help the senior be as sharp as they can possibly be? And we have some tremendous technology that we licensed out of the UK called Zing Performance. It's been featured on 60 Minutes, a number of other places, but it actually turns back the clock. We on cognition, on balance, coordination, all those things, and it's all about the cerebellum. The cerebellum is what controls all of that. But what happens as someone gets older? The cerebellum deteriorates. Well, this is a program without medications or anything like that with blood flow causes the cerebellum to rebuild and will cause somebody to maybe turn back the clock 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 10 years as to their balance, mobility, and those type of things. And then the third component is, okay, so we've got the home all set. We've got the senior as good and sharp as they can be. Now, how do we make sure that mom or dad, who, when people are over 80, 58% are living home alone, how do we make sure that they're okay? Well, we've got some great technology. As a matter of fact, this is one of our kits that goes right in the home. These are in-home sensors. They're not cameras, but they are sensors that go throughout the home that then are flow into a software program that is artificially intelligence driven and then connected to 24/7 remote caregivers. And in doing that, we learn how the senior lives in their home. So they don't have to, when somebody is always getting up at 8:30 in the morning, if it's 10 of 9 and they're not out of bed yet, we're wondering, okay, is Mary okay? So we're going to reach out. Say, Mary, is everything okay this morning? Is there a reason why you haven't gotten out of bed? Because with seniors are very routine for you.
Right.
Same thing with going to the bathroom at night. We know, and when our live remote care coordinators can tell, Mary normally gets up at this hour. She's normally in there for this amount of time. She's normally back in bed. We can tell if something is not going right there, where maybe Mary's been in there too long. We also can tell if a stove's been left on, if a water's been left on, those type of things. So that gives tremendous peace of mind to family members, and it's very affordable as well. So really, the three stools, making sure the home is safe, making sure the senior is developed as they can be and as sharp as they can be, and then keeping an eye on things.
That sounds really, really wonderful. And I can't imagine why any family member would not want that for their loved one, or even for the senior to be able to, have these things available to them. So I would love to have an add-on session. So I'm going to ask the audience to stay tuned in, because even when you are updating your home so that the senior ages in place, you don't have to worry about it not being marketable when it's time to sell the home. And so Jim and I are going to get together again in a longer presentation where we can show you how some of these things that Jim has just mentioned to you will also be marketable for the home when you're ready to sell the home. So Jim, thank you so much for being with me today. It was very informative and lots of things. I was like, wow, helping them with their cognitive and all of those issues. It sounds really, really wonderful. So thank you again for being with us today. And we look forward to having that presentation. So audience, stay tuned in and we'll be back with you. Thank you again. Any last words?
Thank you, Jennifer. It's always a pleasure seeing you. And thank you again for all the great services that you provide for seniors and their families.
Thank you. Take care.